Carlia Saffold just dropped a bombshell that has everyone stunned. This was not your usual family drama. It was a full-on verbal explosion. Blueface's mother unleashed a fiery rant, crossing every line and pointing fingers in all directions. Without holding back, she shifted the blame for her son's downfall entirely onto Chrisean and Rock, accusing them of dragging him into drugs, legal chaos, and even his time behind bars. She doubled down, saying mothers know what causes issues during pregnancy, claiming that John's other children turned out just fine, so the fault must lie elsewhere. Her words sparked instant outrage, with Carissa reportedly clapping back, refusing to stay silent. This is no longer just a messy family feud, it is an all-out war, and it has left fans divided, questioning where the truth really lies. Carissa is not holding anything back. She is naming names, dropping receipts, and saying things that even Blueface never had the nerve to admit publicly. During a now-viral Instagram Live, she went off, shouting that the woman in question destroyed her son's life and now plays the victim while he sits behind bars. "I do not care what anyone says, she did this," she declared with conviction. And just like that, social media erupted. But the tension only deepened. Carissa claimed she had warned everyone from the beginning, telling them what to avoid and how to steer clear of trouble. But instead of listening, people dismissed her, calling her a jealous hater. She insists there is proof evidence everywhere of the fights and chaos, pointing out how often physical altercations broke out, especially between John and his partner, where she claims the pattern was always the same: quick, repeated blows in every argument. The situation is spiraling fast, with emotions boiling over and the past being dragged into the spotlight. According to Carissa, her son's PTSD makes it nearly impossible for him to simply walk away from conflict. He reacts on impulse, throwing punches like clockwork. She claims it was not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes the chaos was silent. Now, she says she has hard evidence, screenshots and voice notes that, in her words, prove Chrisean deliberately set her son up. But the bombshells do not stop there. She drags even more people into the fire: nurse, an ex, and other baby mama, all tied into what she paints as a massive web of betrayal. This is not just typical family drama. Carissa's revelations push it far beyond the usual boundaries, turning it into a full-blown scandal fueled by mistrust, manipulation, and broken bonds. When it comes to speaking her truth raw, unfiltered, and without remorse, Carissa Saffold never holds back. But this time, she may have ignited a fire she can't put out. In a now-deleted Instagram Live that quickly went viral, Blueface's mother launched into a furious tirade against Chrisean Rock, unleashing a stream of accusations that went far beyond a mother's heartbreak. They felt like a full-blown war against the woman she blames for her son's downfall. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Blueface had just been sentenced for a probation violation, and while the rapper remained silent behind bars, his mother took center stage. Her live stream, saved and reposted hundreds of thousands of times, captured Carissa at her most emotional and defiant. "I've been quiet long enough," she declared. "Y'all don't know what that girl did behind closed doors. She wrecked my son spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and now legally." To fully grasp the intensity of Carissa's anger, you have to go back to the very beginning of Blueface and Chrisean's relationship, a love story that never quite followed the rules. What initially seemed like entertaining chaos for television audiences, think barefoot sprints through hotel lobbies, explosive arguments aired on live, and overthought reality show antics slowly spiraled into something far darker. The constant, public drama began to blur the lines between entertainment and real emotional damage. Over time, the volatile relationship took a toll not just on the couple but on everyone orbiting their world, especially family. For Carissa, Blueface's mother, the exact moment things began to collapse was clear. It was the day Chrisean entered the picture, with that busted tooth and a bag of lies. As she puts it, her words are not just about appearance. They symbolize what she believes was a manipulative strategy, an entrance cloaked in victimhood and chaos. Carissa accuses Chrisean of disrupting not just her son's peace but his entire sense of direction. She believes that from the very start, Chrisean's intentions were never grounded in love or sincerity, but in control and permanence. The baby, in Carissa's view, was not a result of affection, it was a calculated move. According to her, as Blueface's attention wavered and other women faded from his life, Chrisean saw pregnancy as her last card to secure a permanent place by his side. This belief has shaped much of Carissa's hostility, framing Chrisean as someone who manipulated circumstances for her own benefit, regardless of the emotional wreckage it left behind. What makes it even more complicated is the public nature of everything, from the early days of their relationship captured on Zeus network shows to the eventual fallout that played out across Instagram stories and TikTok lives. Every fight, every reconciliation, and every accusation became fuel for a never-ending spectacle. But behind the viral moments and tabloid-worthy headlines, Chrisean sees a young man, her son, trapped in a toxic cycle that the world watches for: entertainment. Her rage is not just personal, it is also protective. She feels Blueface lost control of his own story, and that Chrisean's pregnancy solidified a dynamic where emotional manipulation masquerades as loyalty. In Chrisean's eyes, the damage Chrisean caused was not accidental, it was intentional. Rooted in a desire for fame, leverage, and longevity in a world where love is often the least stable currency. Chrisean even alleges that Blueface once confided in her, questioning if the child was really his. He wanted a paternity test, but, according to his mother, Chrisean threatened to expose him if he didn't publicly support her. Screenshots, voice notes, and receipts. Chrisean claims she's got them all. Then came the moment that made the internet freeze. Blueface should have been at the Grammys, she shouted, not locked up. But Chrisean wanted fame more than family. Supporters rushed to dig through old interviews, IG lives, and show footage. And sure enough, clips resurfaced where Chrisean repeatedly claimed she'd always be in Blueface's life, baby or no baby, fueling speculation that her intentions were never just romantic. While some sided with Chrisean, saying Chrisean had always played the long game, others accused Chrisean of jealousy, bitterness, and trying to reclaim the spotlights. So why speak out now? Insiders say the final straw was Chrisean blocking Chrisean from seeing her grandson. Chrisean, feeling cut off and powerless, vowed to tell the whole story. She hinted at hospital photos and audio that, in her words, would change everything people think they know. But things escalated even further when alleged voice notes from Blueface were leaked. Emotional and tired, he's heard sighing, "I should have listened to my mama." He talks of feeling surveilled, trapped, and overwhelmed by legal chaos and parenthood. "I ain't no saint, but I ain't evil neither," he says in one clip. Another ends with, "I feel trapped. Trapped by the baby. The drama. The cameras, everything." Fans reacted immediately, with many saying the audio confirmed what Chrisean had been warning all along. Chrisean claims the voice memos were recorded just before his arrest and that Chrisean deliberately leaked his location following a custody argument. According to her, when Blueface refused to film for the Zeus reality show, Chrisean snapped, allegedly telling him, "No cameras, no baby." Within 24 hours, he was in cuffs. As the situation spiraled even further out of control, Chrisean stirred controversy again by posting a simple black screen to her Instagram story with the words, "God, don't play about me." She offered no context, no explanation, just the cryptic message that ignited fierce debate. For some of her followers, it felt like a spiritual declaration, a reclaiming of her narrative in the face of chaos. But for others, it came across as calculated and tone-deaf, especially given the fragile state of things. The post split social media in half, feeding both sympathy and backlash. Then, as if on cue, Blueface's first baby mama, Jaden Alexis, stepped into the spotlight. Breaking her silence during a TikTok live session, she revealed private messages that had allegedly been sent by Chrisean long before the baby drama erupted. In one now viral DM, Chrisean allegedly wrote, "Just wait. I'm gonna make sure y'all don't even speak again." Period. The implication was clear: Chrisean had been plotting to push Jaden out from the start. But that was not the end of it. Jaden continued by displaying text messages she said came directly from Blueface. In them, he allegedly confessed his regret. "She too much. I messed up. Jay. She ain't the one I wanted to build with, just the one who wouldn't let go." Screenshots of those messages hit the internet like wildfire, instantly fanning the flames of public scrutiny. Meanwhile, Chrisean, mutual acquaintance and known figure in this social circle, added fuel to the fire by reposting the entire exchange. Her caption, short, sharp, and cutting, "Now y'all see. He's been crying for help, but y'all too busy laughing at Zeus clips." That statement resonated with many who had dismissed Blueface's behavior as part of the show's scripted drama. Suddenly, people started questioning how much of what they had seen was entertainment, and how much had been a cry for help wrapped in viral content. This moment became more than a messy love triangle. It became a cautionary tale about clout, toxicity, and emotional manipulation played out on a public stage. And at the center of it all were three people entangled in a storm of broken trust: blurred motives, and cameras that never stopped rolling. What began as a love story turned into a televised battlefield, and every post, message, and leaked clip seemed to deepen the cracks already forming long before the baby arrived. Even more unsettling, Blueface's last IG story before his arrest featured his son on his lap, captioned, "No matter how it ends, I love this little man forever." Fans now wonder, was that a goodbye? Then came the biggest twist yet, a Twitter leak of an alleged contract between Chrisean and the Zeus network. A specific clause mentioned the show's right to broadcast medical and legal content as entertainment. In plain terms, real life arrests and custody drama were fair game for ratings. Fans were outraged. Was Blueface's downfall being monetized? Carissa's response was cold as ice. "Told y'all. She don't love my son, she loves the spotlight." From viral accusations and family betrayal to leaked audio and reality TV exploitation, this saga is no longer just messy, it's heartbreaking. A child is in the center, a father's behind bars, and a mother's war cries are echoing louder than ever. The truth, still tangled in receipts, rage, and regret. Things have taken a dark and chaotic turn, and now Blueface is facing the consequences of it all. What once seemed like regular reality TV drama has spiraled into a full-blown media frenzy, filled with legal complications and deep personal betrayals. At the heart of this storm, an innocent child caught in the crossfire of a collapsing family. Just when it felt like the situation had reached its peak, the entertainment industry finally broke its silence, bringing even more heat. From celebrities to influencers, former Zeus castmates, athletes, and comedians, the internet is now divided, with everyone picking sides. While some are rushing to defend Chrisean, others are tearing her down in ways we have never seen before. Adding fuel to the fire, a former Zeus producer, in a bombshell podcast interview, revealed that they had actually warned Chrisean beforehand. Claiming to have worked on Crazy in Love, the producer said, "We offered her a way out. We gave her a chance to walk away from the chaos, but she stayed." Even before her child entered the world, Chrisean Rock's priorities were already drawing major concern behind the scenes. Insiders say producers at Zeus Network urged her more than once to step away from filming and focus on her health as the pregnancy progressed. But each time, she reportedly declined. According to a former Zeus producer who recently spoke out, Chrisean was fixated on the cameras and the chaos they brought. She chose the spotlight over everything, he claimed, even if it meant hurting Blueface, the baby, or herself. As long as the cameras kept rolling, she was all in. That statement quickly made waves across social media, stirring fierce debate about whether Chrisean was addicted to fame or simply afraid to pause and face her personal reality. What really shocked the public, though, was the producer's follow-up comment. When asked whether he believed Chrisean truly loved Blueface, he took a long pause before answering bluntly, "She loved what he could give her." With that, the internet exploded. The quote spread like wildfire on Twitter, now X, igniting arguments, think pieces, and fan theories about toxic love, manipulation, and survival in the spotlight. Critics accused Chrisean of using Blueface for clout, while others pushed back, pointing out the emotional abuse and instability in their relationship that often played out on camera. Then came the moment that took the frenzy to an entirely new level. A controversial 6-second clip allegedly filmed in the hospital shortly after Chrisean gave birth. The clip, reportedly recorded in a private recovery room, showed a dazed Chrisean sitting up in bed, with medical equipment around her. The footage was posted by a user with the handle @MedicalSpills, who claimed to have inside access, although the video was quickly taken down due to privacy violations. It had already gone viral, sparking outrage and concern when the video of Chrisean in the delivery room surfaced online. It quickly ignited an emotional and deeply divided response across social media. Many fans immediately expressed outrage, not just at the leak itself but at the overall violation of what should have been a sacred private moment between a mother and her newborn. They saw it as a cruel invasion of privacy, with some calling it exploitative and emotionally harmful. These viewers believed that regardless of Chrisean's public image or past controversies, giving birth was a deeply personal event that should never have been broadcast without full consent and sensitivity. But while a portion of the internet came to her defense, another group focused less on the privacy breach and more on Chrisean's appearance and behavior in the footage. To them, she looked confused, detached, and emotionally ill-equipped for the life-changing responsibility of becoming a mother. Her demeanor led to harsh judgment, with critics questioning whether she had the mental or emotional maturity to care for a child. Others took a more compassionate angle, asking deeper questions. Why was she allowed to go through such a vulnerable experience with cameras rolling? This story has devolved into something far darker than reality TV chaos. It's now a full-scale media war, a child welfare crisis, and a family torn to shreds. Everything from the medical bombshells to leaked CPS-type documents suggests Chrisean Rock may have endangered baby Jr., and industry insiders are no longer standing by quietly. Even former Zeus producers say they urged her to step back from filming during pregnancy. But she refused. The spotlight mattered more than anything. Blueface, even her health, even the baby. When offered a chance to walk away, she stayed on. The fallout was immediate. Now, hospital audio hints at opioid traces in the infant's system. While a supposed CPS report circulating anonymously online paints a sobering picture, missed wellness checks, drug exposure, visible hazards in the home, and recommendations to place baby Jr. in temporary state custody. Angie messages from Blueface himself, raw and remorseful, claim he feels trapped in drama he never asked for. Jaden, his first baby mama, accuses Chrisean of silencing others, while Cardi B jumped into the convo, warning of CPS escalation. There's nothing cute about babies caught in grown folk mess. Fans have splintered into #FreeBlueface and #ProtectJr factions, and a petition calling on Zeus Network to be shut down for exploiting trauma gathered over 125,000 signatures. In 24 hours, even fans of Tessie, Christian's sister, turned against her for enabling. And if you thought it couldn't escalate, more. Jason Lee surfaced with a blurred voicemail clip he'd kept secret, promising more truth bombs to come. The drama isn't over yet, just got tragic. What began as typical social media drama has turned into a heartbreaking family crisis, with Chrisean Rock and Blueface at the center and their baby caught in the middle. An emotional audio leak recently surfaced of Chrisean tearfully confessing to unknowingly exposing her baby to drugs through breast milk, sparking outrage and setting the stage for a custody battle scheduled for August 14th, where she faces random drug testing while baby Jr. remains under protective watch. Blueface's family is pursuing emergency visitation rights, and a separate prison phone leak reveals Blueface himself expressing deep regret over the chaos, saying he never intended this life for his child, and asking for forgiveness, which led Chrisean to post a quiet admission of guilt before going live in tears, while his mother, Carissa, responded furiously with threats to expose hidden evidence that could destroy careers. As insiders claim, Blueface's legal team is pushing for full guardianship through a family-appointed proxy. And though Chrisean is under close scrutiny and one misstep could cost her custody, Blueface remains incarcerated with charges that may keep him locked up until 2026. Yet his final words on the leaked call asking her to do the right thing for their child echo louder than ever, making it clear that this is no longer a matter of clout or spectacle, but a child's future hanging in the balance, with the world watching to see who will rise and who will crumble under the weight of the truth.